Story Corner, presented by Jennifer. Belisara, Book 2, Valkrist's Flight. Chapter 3. That night, Emma had a vivid dream. It had to be a dream, because it was so strange. But it didn't feel like a dream. She rode Mischief along a seashore, the green ocean and yellow sand dazzling in the sunlight. The sky was impossibly blue. Birds swooped overhead, and sandpipers raced alongside Mischief on the shoreline. Emma's hair whipped in the ocean wind. Emma always loved nature, but now she felt connected to it, one with the wild world. In the sea, fish leapt out of the waves. A fish leapt out of the waves, its scales glinting. It flipped in the air, changing into an incredible half-dolphin, half-horse creature, before diving into the ocean with a mighty splash. Under Emma, Mischief neighed. Then he changed too. His compact, strong back grew broader and more muscular. Emma rose higher above the sand as Mischief's legs lengthened. He transformed into a powerful stallion. Mischief's hooves thundered against the sand. When Emma woke in her loft bed, she smiled at the sunlight streaming through her window. The colors of the barn looked brighter and more cheerful than ever before. The heavy sadness that Emma had carried since her parents' accident felt amazingly lighter, as if her spirit was buoyed by the new joy of being alive. She hopped out of bed, singing to herself as she got dressed. Flying high, she sang, making up the lyrics. Sky high, feeling so alive. No more tears to cry when I can fly this high. Stop that, you're killing me, her cousin Colum snapped. He was standing near the small desk in front of the stables. That's the worst song ever. You sound like a choking bullfrog. Emma stuck out her tongue, refusing to let him squelch her good mood. What are you doing out this early anyways? Connor shrugged. My father needed the inventory book. He held up the ledger, and here it is. So I can leave you to muck up the stables. Have a great time. As she worked, Emma kept humming her song and giggling as she imagined every pile of manure looking like Colum's face. Sarah arrived early in the afternoon. This time she was dressed like a country belle, in a flouncy pink dress with a bonnet. She was holding a pink parasol in one hand and carried a package in the other. Emma laughed at her friend's outfit, delighted by the pretty costume. "Is it too much?" Sarah asked. "Oh, no," Emma replied. "All you need is a ball to attend, and you're set." Sarah laughed too. "I dressed up for you," she said. She held out the package, which was wrapped in copper-colored paper and tied with a green ribbon. "Happy birthday." "How did you know?" Emma asked. Sarah just shrugged. "Go ahead," she urged. "Open it. You'll only turn 12 once." Emma unwrapped the present. Inside the box was a leather-bound book. The cover was supple and brown, glowing with golden highlights. Emma ran her finger over the gold embossing on the front, which read, "The Ballad of Emma." In the front corner were the words, "From your friend Sarah," also stamped in gold lettering. The flower design, an orchid, was pressed into the cover. "Oh, thank you," Emma said. She hugged the book. "I love it. What is a ballad?" "A ballad is just a fancy name for a song, but I think poems are kind of like songs in a way," Sarah answered. "Look inside." Emma opened the ballad. The paper was thick and cream-colored, and it tingled under her fingertips. "Turn the page," Sarah suggested. "Now you have an official place to keep all your poems." Emma flipped the page. She was touched to discover that Sarah had written out her unfinished poem, "With Wings I Can Fly," in calligraphy. "Now I really will have to think of an amazing ending for it." "It'll come to you," Sarah replied. Emma sighed happily. This has been the best day of my," she said. "I had the most incredible dream last night. It was so real, it didn't even feel like a dream." "You should write it down in the ballad," Sarah suggested. "Dreams are like a gift. They have special powers. Writing it down will help you remember." Emma nodded, and the two girls linked arms as they headed outside to enjoy the summer day together. That's how Emma and Sarah passed all of July. Together. They went on picnics beside Weeping Willow Lake, caught fireflies in the fields at dusk, and explored every corner of Daymare Ranch. They sat by the creek for hours, dangling their feet in the cool water as they talked. And while it seems strange that, unlike other kids, Sarah didn't ever talk about music, movies, or TV, Emma was amazed by how much they agreed on, especially about food, horses, and treating people respectfully. Although they spent only a few weeks together, Emma felt as if she'd known Sarah her whole life. And of course, all summer long, they hung out with the horses. Sarah helped Emma with her chores, and together they made sure that every horse in the stable was groomed and well cared for. They spent afternoons riding through the fields. Sarah knew even more about horses than Emma did. She taught Emma great tricks for handling horses, like putting a dollop of molasses on the bit to get a horse to accept it. Sarah also showed Emma the special spot on a horse's chest that they loved to have massaged. Emma did that every time she groomed the horses. The best thing Sarah taught Emma was a soft song to sing. It was wordless, and it worked like magic to calm a nervous horse. One afternoon in early August, Sarah and Emma took shelter from the rainstorm in the old announcer's box, where they split a sandwich and munched on apples and carrot sticks. 3 weeks until school starts," Emma mentioned. "It turned out to be a great summer. I'm not ready to go back." "Don't even think about it," Sarah replied. "Let's enjoy these days while we have them. Let the future take care of itself." Emma chewed thoughtfully on a carrot. "Well, we'll still be friends when summer's over?" she asked softly. "Right?" Sarah rested her hand on Emma's shoulder. We'll be friends for your whole life, she replied. I promise. No words had ever made Emma feel happier. Sarah rummaged around in her pack and pulled out a pretty wax candle. A gift for you, Sarah said. Mrs. Bridget made them. Burn it for inspiration when you're writing in your ballad. Thank you, Emma said, for the candle, for this summer, for everything. The girls walked back to the ranch through the light drizzle, and when the stables came into sight, Emma announced, Race you! Sarah took off running, and Emma, laughing, hurried to catch up. She barely managed to pass Sarah through the barn's open door. What she saw in the stables made her stop short. Walt and Brian were huddled beside Dowager's stall. Uncle Morgan was talking solemnly with Dr. Dreyer, the veterinarian. What's the matter? Emma demanded. Uncle Morgan glanced at her, then lowered his eyes. Dowager's foal is coming, he replied. But something's wrong.